the third big idea is lead and follow. You need to learn your customers' dance steps. And what I mean by that is you need to detail the customer decision process vis-a-vis your sales process. So your customers follow a general process for making decisions about your products, your services. Your marketing and sales functions follow a general process for selling your products, right? These steps need to be published, and it needs to be your view from inside your company of both sides, from how the customer finds products like yours to how they decide to bring one in. So that's what I mean by lead and follow, learn your customers' dance steps. And it's important because it's that common language thing again. Prospects are not all prospects in the same sense. Customers are not all customers in the same sense. A map of where you think they make decisions and how you want your sales process mapped to that, that makes the whole troubleshooting process to get to faster, to shorten the sales process and to get more results faster. That makes it all easier. So the way to do that is to get, it's just like getting on the same page for language. In this case, I would use a big board in a public place and having everybody, all interested parties, comment on it. But again, that's mostly the internal part. Where it differs from common language is you also need to get some input from customers and prospects, but I wouldn't show them both processes. I would just ask them, do you remember the process for getting this going with us? Something along those lines. If you ask all the stakeholders involved in their process, right? If it's a complex process, there's probably multiple decision makers. If you get input from most of those roles, it will help you map the process. So one time literally asking that question, do you remember the process for getting this going, put it in the help desk is where everything had originated. They were the first ones to notice the problem. When it came to picking the decision, they were actually not involved because it was an accounting solution, more robust accounting software, but the help desk is where it originated. So you should be saying to yourself as you ask these questions, oh, I didn't know that, right? I don't know what to do with this information because it's that common, but that's how you know you're on that. If you're on the right track, your team will start talking like that. Well, I didn't know that, and mostly because they're talking to the customers. So in this process, that idea of where did this originate, where did it come from, and it came from Paul on the help desk, was enough to jar loose a substantial sale, and not in that company. It was actually just giving that broad example because I'm not allowed to use the company's name, and so I keep it pretty vague. But as I was describing it in those vague terms, one of the sales reps who happened to be involved in the seminar, in the workshop that we were going through, it helped him figure out why a PO was stuck in procurement. As he said, stuck in procurement. So he went back to his original contact and asked where everything started, right? She directed him to a temporary onboarding unit at this insurance company that he was working with. And this insurance company, they ramped up a ton of temp workers once a year for 3 months. And it was during renewals. They ramped them up, then they ramped them down. That being said, it handled, that segment of the business handled 75% of premium. So it was a mission critical piece of the business. Once he had that information, once that stakeholder was informed that this is stuck in procurement, that's what jammed it free, right? And that's what made the big sale for him that quarter. And that's this process, right? So if you detail the customer's decision process and your sales process, those are the benefits of what comes out of it. So that's big idea number 3, lead and follow, learn your customers' dance steps as well as you know your own, so that you can lead and follow.